now streaming live. Full Velocity TV begins now.
Are you ready?
Ladies and gentlemen, strap yourselves in for the wildest thrill ride of your life. So grab a snack and sit back because we're about to throw it down.
We've got the best three-wide action door-to-door racing on the turn number 4 you'll find on iRacing, right here live on the Full Velocity Racing Network.
We are about to crown tonight's champion, and it's time to let her dig.
We're restacked and repacked up for turn number 4. Who's it gonna be? Good evening and welcome to the super late model version of the Full Velocity Racing Network here tonight. As we hit the Williams Grove Speedway, Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania. We had a pro late model event just a few moments ago with the Slingin Outlaws. Now it's the super late models here with the open setup here tonight. So cannot wait to get this involved here tonight. We have drivers like Austin Carr in the house here this evening. CJ Phillips, Jason Minat, Spencer Swafford, Shane James is here too. Can't forget Chris Arencia in the house, some of these drivers, Clifford Driscoll, a lot of the drivers, the heavy hitters that we're used to here, seeing out there at the Speedway, a couple new guys coming here tonight to try to tackle the Williams Grove Speedway, and we'll see what's going to happen here as we get ready to light the wick here. It's qualifying ending, it's wound down here, and it looks like the our Motorsports quick time going to belong to the driver of the number 1 machine, Austin Carr. Is taking down a pretty fast lap time here. Say the will here, so he was struggling a little bit in practice, but it seems like he come back around here. So as the heat races are getting ready here, heat race number 1 already on the grid here, starting to line up here. It's going to go away like this. Starting on the pole, driving the number 1 machine here this evening, that is Austin Carr. His dancing brother outside driving the number 14, the iRacing iFlag Team Friday HRE 34 Raceway. That is Jason Minat. Inside row number 2, starting in the third starting position, that is the number 3, another HRE Motorsports guy. That's Shane James and another HRE guy. Mookie Haney in the number 18 machine, so it's an all HRE Motorsports second row. Inside row number 3, driving the number 57 machine, that's Craig Sykes. Sykes aboard the number 57, and his dancing partner to the outside, driving the 1K, the Full Velocity Racing Network 1K, that is Martin Karch. Inside row number 4 in the 7th starting position, driving the 111. Some fans out there on YouTube were talking about him winning here tonight. That is Russell Snelling. His dancing brother outside driving the number 29. That's a 3D Racing number 29. That's Scott Dobbs. Hopefully he can turn his luck in the right direction here tonight. Also, row number 5 going to be Eric Skelf in the number 26E, and his dancing brother outside driving the number 78 machine. That's Chris Arencia. Scott Dobbs, I believe, not answering the call there in the number 29 machine. Not off of pit road. Not sure what happened there. But these guys getting locked and loaded. But got a few moments to thank our sponsors here this evening as the pace lap is pretty lengthy here at the Williams Grove Speedway. Got to thank Hanover Record Service. Give them a call at 1-304-664-3848. Hanover Record Service, if you're in the West Virginia area, make sure you give them a Tyler Blankenship a call. If you're having any type of problem out there, Hanover Record Service is there for your needs. Also got to thank Jeff Brown and iRacingIFlag.com. Visit them on the web at iRacingIFlag.com. If you want to be truly a step above the competition, you've got to have one of these. Also got to thank Voiles Trucking, Kathy and Brian Voiles of Voiles Trucking for their sponsorship on Facebook. Make sure you visit them on Facebook. Also got to thank BladeNode.com, simple web solutions powered by nerds. BladeNode.com. Use the promo code FVRN to get 25% off your first purchase. As heat race number 1 is locked and loaded, iRacing.com official pace truck pulling off down onto pit road, getting ready to send these drivers on their way here. As we're waiting for the first iRacing flag of the super late models here. As we're waiting on it. Green flags in the air. Down the front straightaway, it's Austin Carr sliding up in front of Jason Minot. Minot in that second spot. Here comes Shane James down to the bottom side there. Mookie Haney. Haney right now running in fourth, so St. James going to fit himself into that third spot. Austin Carr continues to lead off of turn number 4. He's going to lead lap number 1 with Jason Minot right there in tow. He slings it up to the top shelf of the speedway, trying to get the momentum in that number 14 machine. Meanwhile, James working down the bottom here, catfishing as he goes down the back straightaway here into turn number 3. Minot trying to challenge to the outside. James trying to challenge down to the bottom. You got 3 HRE Motorsports guys right directly behind Austin Carr in that number 1 machine, and he digs it down onto the bottom, catfishing here, trying to keep his momentum up there. Down the back straightaway here at Williams Grove Speedway, Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania. Austin Carr continues to lead. Flashing by that start finish line, it's been Austin Carr here in heat race number 1. He was Hard Motorsports quick time of the evening and able to show why he was quick here at Williams Grove. Jason Minot running in that second spot. Great battle going on for third. That's a battle between 2 teammates, Shane James and Mookie Haney. James down to the bottom, but Haney up top there. As Haney was working the bottom there in the pros, a little bit of a change of real estate there for the number 18 machine. He moves himself into position number 3, Craig Sykes. And then number 57 machine right now inside the top 5. He's trying to chase down the number 3 machine of Shane James. 5 fingers go down here to your race leader, number 1 of Austin Carr. Minot all over his rear bumper there. And that number 14 machine trying to get around Carr, but Carr continues to lead down the back straightaway here to turn number 3. Minot peeks to the outside once again. Carr able to hold the bottom though, and able to be large and in charge there. And that number 1 machine, 4 to go here. And it is Minot still trying to play chase with the number 1 machine. So we'll see if he's going to be able to do anything. Pretty much everybody's staying single file. That is the way of the land here down the back straightaway so far. Nobody really jumping out of line. Chris Arencia right now in that 6th spot in the number 78 machine. We haven't talked much about him here in this heat race, but up to 6 is that number 78 machine. As Carr's already entering the back straightaway here, so they're going to get popsicle sticks in the air here. 2 more trips around the speedway here as they come off of turn number 4 for Austin Carr. And that number 1 machine, Jason Minot, still trying to look a way around him, trying to get to the top shelf of the speedway, trying to make something happen, but Carr's able to run the bottom there the shortest way around so far, slamming the door shut on Jason Minot. Down the back straightaway here to turn number 3. White flag going to come out in the air for Austin Carr. Can he hold on for one more circuit around the Williams Grove Speedway? We're just going to wait and see if this is going to how this is going to play out. Minot down to the bottom, just a little bit of the number 1 machine. Not able to do anything as they come down the back straightaway for the final time. Into turn number 3, Carr slings her in deep down to the bottom, lets her drift up top. Minot trying to get the momentum up top, but not going to be able to do anything as Austin Carr going to take down heat race number 1. It's going to be Jason Minot for 2, Mookie Haney for 3, Craig Sykes, Shane James, Chris Arencia, Eric Scalf. Then you got Russell Snellings, Martin Carson, Scott Dobbs, your 10 cars here in heat race number 1. So we're going to get right back into the sponsors as these guys continue to grid real quick. As South Texas Speedway, Corpus Christi's place to racing, obviously in Corpus Christi, Texas. Visit them on the web at www.southtxspeedway.com. Also got to thank Jake Keel and Monstar Productions. Monstar Productions, an official sponsor here of making dirt track racing great again. Friday and Saturday night, local dirt tracks, local short tracks, asphalt, doesn't matter. Make sure you take somebody new out to those tracks and make them a fan of motorsports. Also got to thank TDR-Racing.net, the official Turtle and Leaner sponsor of the Full Velocity Racing Network. Our Motorsports for their Quick Time here, the Quick Time Award going to Austin Carr here tonight. Trash Panda Graphics, Evil One Graphics, and also Full Throttle with a Gent. Brendan Spadafor have been a lifelong sponsor, basically, of the Full Velocity Racing Network from a long time ago. So those are pretty much the sponsors that make it happen here on the Full Velocity Racing Network. A lot of other guys making some things happen. It's the fans out there that make things happen. You can't thank the fans enough out there. Full Velocity has always lived and thrived. We have a fan base out there. YouTube, Facebook Live, Twitch, all those categories, all those genres, whatever you want to call it. We thank you guys for tuning in. If you like what you see here on the Full Velocity Racing Network and you're on Facebook Live, make sure you hit us up with some star donations. Star donations go a long way to keeping broadcast rates cheap here, and also keep us upgrading our computers to make Full Velocity Racing Network your actual source for eSport racing and make us the top of the line gig that we can here. And we do try to give you the best pictures and the best announcers that we can here on the Full Velocity Racing Network. Did not get time for the live grid, so we're going to go real quick here. It's going to be CJ Phillips, Drew Hopkins, Spencer Swafford, Nathan Kessler, Michael Rafferty, Daniel Cummings, Clifford Driscoll, Brian Wax, Scott Schroyer, and Christopher Hockley. Those guys are your top 10 green flags in the air. iRacing Guy flag, green flag. The 157 machine of Drew Hopkins side by side with CJ Phillips. Phillips was our race winner in the Pro Late Models here just a little bit ago. Trying to double it down here tonight on the Full Velocity Racing Network. Look at Spencer Swafford digging it down to the bottom side. And the number 66 machine almost making a little bit of contact there with Hopkins. Able to stay off of him. Almost 3 wide for the race lead there. Off of turn number 2. Already down the back straightaway here. It is the number 6 machine of CJ Phillips with the lead. Here comes Hopkins down to the bottom, even deeper. The 66 is Swafford trying to play a twofer move through the corner here. They come off of turn number 4. It's going to be CJ Phillips leading again. That time Spencer Swafford able to squeak in by the 157 of Drew Hopkins. What a great battle we have unfolding for the top spot here. CJ Phillips, then you got the 157 of Drew Hopkins, the 66 of Swafford. Those guys pretty much running away from the rest of the field. Kessler locked in the battle for the 4th spot between himself and Michael Rafferty, Daniel Cummings, Clifford Driscoll right there too. Those guys in their own unique group. So you got 3 up front, then you got 4 right gathered here, battle for the 4th spot. So Rafferty down to the bottom side there in the number 41 machine, trying to get around the 21C of Kessler. Kessler's just got that momentum on top, but meanwhile up front, it is 3 wide still going on for the top spot. It is CJ Phillips holding on here over Drew Hopkins and the 66 machine of Swafford. Swafford's been able to work to the bottom here once again. Not able to do anything though. No forward bite for that number 66 machine. But it has been all CJ Phillips has led all the laps so far in that number 6 machine. Hockley already out of this event behind the wall there in the number 14 machine. Schroyer in the 9th spot seems to be struggling there in the 1S machine. And same way with Driscoll. Driscoll right now battling it out, duking it out with the B14 machine of Brian Wax. A little bit sideways as Rafferty gets crossed up. He's going to drop kick himself towards the back. It looks like he almost hit the outside wall there. It did Rafferty, so I'm not sure. I think he might have even done the outside wall. I think that did him in there in that 41 machine. But meanwhile, up front, still a 3 wide battle. It's a great race for the top spot. CJ Phillips down the back straightaway here. The number 6 machine able to hold on to the lead, but Drew Hopkins sliding her in pretty deep, has to back out of it there. Swafford way down on the bottom. It's just slippery down there. Can't get the bite, the momentum. Popsicle sticks in the air. 2 more trips around the Williams Grove Speedway here at Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania. Looking to pick up a heat race win is CJ Phillips in the 3D Racing number 6 machine. Trying to keep everything, his streak alive, as you say, maybe the clean sweep alive here. As the number 6 gets that final lap here, as we're already down into turn number 2, down the back straightaway here into turn number 3 for the final time. See if he's going to be able to hang on to the top spot as Hopkins drifts her in as deep as he can. CJ Phillips makes a little contact to the outside wall. We're going to take down heat race number 2, CJ Phillips. The 157 of Drew Hopkins. Spencer Swafford going to finish up in the 3rd spot. Nathan Castler, Daniel Cummings. Then you got Clifford Driscoll, Scott Schroyer, Brian Wax, Michael Rafferty, and Christopher Hockley rounding out your 10-car heat race number 2. So again, going to have a brief warm-up here as these guys get locked and loaded. 20 cars strong here in the super late models, a little bit lower than what we're accustomed to here. Usually we have a B main here in the super late models, but a lot of things going on. It's been a hot summer. People enjoying fairs and different things going on. And obviously, summer numbers always seem to struggle just a tad bit. As we get back to the winter, I tell you what, we'll be full song and seeing a lot more cars, a lot more drivers out there. And nationally recognized iRacing is getting nationally recognized on NBC. So hopefully we'll see some new drivers join the fold. But before we get to the main event here on the Full Velocity Racing Network, I'm going to sing this thing trackside for the playing of our national anthem.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red bells bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free, and the
As we honor this great nation with the playing of our national anthem, and great racing coming up here shortly, about 5 seconds as warm-up winds down. Got to thank everybody out there, YouTube, Facebook Live, and Twitch for tuning in here on the Full Velocity Racing Network, your source for eSport racing. Man, what a race we have in store for you. A lot of questions being left unanswered so far. Hopefully we'll have all the answers at the end of this broadcast. But can CJ Phillips dominate here in the Supers like he did in the Pro and take on the win, or is Austin Carr there going to take the win from the pole position? We're just going to have to wait and see, as those questions will be answered and much, much more here in just a little bit, as these guys lining up here for the main event. So we are going to go into the starting lineup for the Super Late Models, sponsored by Hanover Wrecker Service here on the Dirt Slingin Outlaws. The starting grid going to go away like this. Starting on the pole, driving the number 1 machine. That's Austin Carr. His dancing part of the outside. 3D Racing's number 6 looking for a clean sweep here tonight. That is CJ Phillips. Inside row number 2, driving the number 14 machine. That's Jason Minat aboard the number 14 machine. And Drew Hopkins outside of him in the 157. Inside row number 3, that'll be number 18. That's HRE Motorsports number 18 of Mookie Haney. And Spencer Swafford, the iRacing high flag, number 66, rolls off 6th. Rolling off 7th will be the number 57. That is Craig Sykes. And Nathan Kessler aboard the number 21 C, going to roll off 8th. Rolling off inside row number 5 in the 9th starting position. That's number 3. That's Shane James. James aboard the number 3 machine. And Daniel Cummings Jr. going to roll off in the 10th position in that number 24. Rolling off inside row number 6, that'll be Chris Arincia aboard the number 78 machine. And Clifford Driscoll going to be his dancing part of the outside, driving the number 63 machine in position number 12. In position number 13, rolling off, it's pretty unlucky there sometimes. The number 26 E machine, that's Eric Skelf. And outside of him will be the 1S, that's a sidewinder, that's Scott Schroyer. Inside row number 8, that'll be the 111 of Russell Snelling. Snelling aboard the 111. And the B14 of Brian Wax is going to roll off in or outside there, row 8 and then 16th starting position. Rolling off 17th will be the number 1K. That is Martin Carton. His dad's part of the outside. Michael Rafferty aboard the number 41. Rolling off inside row number 10, that'll be the 29. That's Scott Dobbs. And Christopher Hockley aboard the number 14 machine, going to roll off 10th. 20 cars we called for. I believe we're missing CJ Phillips now out of this event. Christopher Hockley and Michael Rafferty. So CJ Phillips, the outside pole sitter, not there. We get ready to light the fire off of turn number 4. Just waiting for that iRacingIFlag.com green flag to come out. We are racing down the front straightaway. Austin Carr leads the charge down into turn number 1. Drew Hopkins outside in that 157 machine, inherited there from CJ Phillips. Phillips not able to answer the call there. Something happening. Trition. Here comes the 14 of mine. Way down to the bottom side. Swafford right there into the fray. Lots of great racing going on here amongst the top 5. Austin Carr leading down here into the corner. Drew Hopkins now looking down to the bottom side there, coming off a turn to number 4, going to complete lap number 2, going to start lap number 3. The number 1 of Austin Carr. Hopkins right there breathing down his neck there. And then number 157 machine, second right now is third right now is Spencer Swafford aboard the number 66 machine. Then you got the 14 of Jason Minat. Mookie Haney down to the bottom side trying to peek himself inside the top 4. Haney looks back down to the bottom, but Minat has the momentum on the outside. Yellow flag going to fly here for the first time of the evening. The Hanover Record Service yellow flag coming out. Going to see what happened to bring out this first one. All I got to say is ouch. The 111 machine driving around here, the 14 machine of Wax is the 111 got a little bit loose. I don't think Brian Wax knew where he was going to go. He overcorrected a couple different times. There's a lot of contact there for the 111, and the B14 is the 111 to the outside wall. So isn't Wax to the outside wall. That brings out the yellow flag. Looks like the chassis a little bit bent up on the 111 machine, but looks like no worse for the wear. As maybe he'll have to go pit side, get some of that damage fixed, but that's going to bring out our first Hanover Record Service yellow flag of the evening. Now it looks like the 111 down onto pit road. We're going to be a lengthy pit stop for that 111 machine. We'll see if he can get it back fired up. CJ Phillips able to join one lap down to the rear, though, in the number 6 machine, so tough break for CJ. As we'll wait and see what happens there. But Austin Carr, your current race leader, is that number 1 machine, the True Form number 1. Shop quick over there. Able to hold on to the top spot under yellow flag here, as we say it here. So we'll wait and see what's all going to change. Is the Elite 7 guy, Austin Carr, Dirt Draft, also a sponsor on that machine. Has his hands full there with the 157 of Drew Hopkins. Then you got right directly behind him Spencer Swafford in the 66. You got Jason Minat right there in the 4th spot. we did put up a poll of who's going to win here. So you know, you could pick the field, you could do whatever you want to do there. Right now, it looks like Austin Carr leading the way here with 5 votes, but picking the field 4 votes. So we'll see what happens. Besides those 3 drivers, so we'll see what happens. Is Austin Carr going to be able to hold on? Spencer Swafford now down to the bottom side as we're back to green flag racing already. So pretty quick yellow flag there for the change of things. Going down the back straightaway though, great battle going on for that second spot. Swafford hungry, looking for a way around the 157 of Drew Hopkins, but another yellow flag going to fly here. That's going to slow down the pace once again here. Second Hanover record service yellow flag of the evening. Well, it looks like, it looks like the 3 of Shane James. Shane James, something going awry with it. I don't know if he touched the inside. Well, he hit his teammate. The number 18 of Mookie Haney, and Daniel Cummings getting into the back of him. Shane James probably not real happy with himself there. The number 3 machine, a little bit of damage there. Looks like he's going to pull down pit side. His night going to be done. Not happy with hitting his teammate there. I do not believe as he comes down through pit road. Rams the victory lane there. So nice for Shane James. And does a 360 on pit road. Misses the pedestrian, so that's what's great. Great skill by the number 3 of Shane James to be able to do that. So unfortunately out of this event now, so Shane James going to have to watch. No, those guys don't like to hit each other and run into each other, so that's tough for Shane James is out of this event. So once again, got to thank everybody. We can't thank the listeners enough here for tuning into Full Velocity Race Network. So we make sure we try to thank you 10, 15, 20 times a night. We want to thank you guys for listening here. Without the fans, without the leagues, without the drivers of Full Velocity Racing Network, we would be nothing. So we do appreciate everything you guys do for us. Appreciate star donations when you guys give them to us. We appreciate it. So we make broadcasting leagues as cheap as we can do it. On a night we enjoy it. I know Jack down here pushing the controls here, just learning, and it's come to life here as of late, able to free me up just to broadcast sometimes here. But I got to thank everybody for being involved with the Full Velocity Racing Network as we go iRacing, I-flag, green flag, off a turn number 4 once again. Austin Carr drifts right up immediately to the top of the speedway. He knew somebody was going to have a run up there. Swafford now letting her dig up top, able to get around the number 157 machine. Oh, Drew Hopkins again. So does a Minap follow suit. But now here comes Swafford down to the bottom side by side battle with Austin Carr. A little bit of contact through 3 and 4 as Swafford tries to take over the top spot from Carr. Carr makes more contact with Swafford same way. Those guys rubbing on each other. Great racing here at Williams Grove Speedway. As these guys now not letting it go away, is now Carr back to the lead. Number 66 and Swafford diving it back down to the bottom side. Minat right there into the fray also. 157 of Hopkins running for 4. And what a great race going on there. It was between Carr and Swafford, but now Minat right there and behind the number 1 of Carr. Those guys, I believe, former teammates from a long, long time ago. Minat and the number 1 of Austin Carr. Carr down to, up to the top side of the 14, trying to peek back down here to about the middle groove there. Not making anything happen as of yet. As we are on lap 14 here of 40, so not quite halfway home. It's been all Austin Carr for the most part. He's led 12 laps here, that number 1 machine. So trying to look for some battles throughout the field as these guys pretty much stay in single file. Great battle going on. We're going to see Swafford there. That's a battle for the 4th spot between the number 66 and the 18 of Mookie Haney. Haney right now holding on there to the 4th position as Swafford's made it down to the bottom. Kind of made his bed down there though, as the outside just that much faster right now. As Haney able to get around him here for a moment. Swafford tried to do everything he can, the middle to low with the 66, not able to gather anything up down there, going to fall back in the line right there behind Haney in that 5th spot. Clifford Driscoll, what a great run for Driscoll there. That's a pretty good story there in the number 63 machine. Clifford I believe started pretty deep in the field here. We're going to take a look here. I believe it was like 12th position. So yeah, 12th position, Driscoll. Not having the run that he wanted, but able to move it up to 7th there in the 63 machine. Chris Sorencia running right now in 8th in the number 78 machine. So he's having a good run too. These guys just minding their own business pretty much, letting these guys in front of them. Oh, Driscoll gets a little bit sideways there. They bang there with Chris Sorencia. So nice side-by-side battle there as they're banging off each other. The 78 and the 63 as it continues to be banging just a little bit. Driscoll has a let up, and that allows some more banging there between the Kabang Energy. I believe that's the 1S of Scott Schroyer. A little bit of contact, so reactions happening throughout the field here. Is just, man, Austin Carr continues to lead this one. And that number 1 machine, Minot right there. He's not going away, but Carr right now has a distinctive advantage. Last time by, he was a little bit slower than Minot, 20.721 to a 20.666 for the number 14 of Jason Minat. So I don't like that number, but that's what he's running, and he's a little bit faster than Carr is, but you can see Carr just able to hold his line, and that's where Minat's late in the run too, and he's just kind of following them around as we are halfway home. 20 in, 20 to go in this 40-lap A-Main feature on the Full Velocity Racing Network Super Late Models of Williams Grove Speedway, Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania. Continuing to run in there as these guys fighting pretty good here for that top spot. But got to thank James Grace out there for making our awesome intro video here on the Full Velocity Racing Network as he continues to make videos. He made the national anthem for us here. We appreciate him. And if you guys want, he does driver, he does team, little intros, different things that are going on for that. Get a hold of James Grace there. Driver the number 269 did a fantastic job. Great guy to work with. He's really, really reasonable too, is James Grace. So get a hold of him if you want any type of video. But meanwhile, up front, it is still all Austin Carr, the 14 of Jason Minat, still all over him though, not letting him get away. But Carr has the line right now, the preferred line in the number 1 machine. So we'll see if Minat going to be able to get around him or not, as that's allowed. Drew Hopkins also right there in that 4th spot. He hasn't gone away either. A yellow flag going to fly here, the 3rd Hanover Record Service yellow flag of the evening, and it's going to be, we're going to see who that is actually on here, as it looks like maybe Brian Wax involved in this one. Yeah, looks like Brian Wax may be involved in this one. We'll see if that's the case. Yep, Brian Wax. Get some TV time here. Probably not the TV time he wants. In that B14 machine, running down deep into the corner, hits the outside wall, around he goes, facing the wrong direction all by himself. He tries to get it back around, spins out again, but the other car is coming down through there, brings out the Hanover Record Service yellow flag as he gets a tow. Let's see if he makes it back out there on the speedway. So again, got to thank the sponsors here for Dirt Slingin Outlaws. Got to thank Hanover Record Service, the headline sponsor here for the Dirt Slingin Outlaws, as he sponsored these 2 series. Cash payout at the end of the season. That's great. Looks like CJ Phillips getting a lucky dog, able to join the tail of the field. So we'll see if Phillips is able to do anything with that, as he was 1 lap down to the rear. So we'll see if he's able to make it back here all the way up through the field. As remember, he was going to start outside pole, but he's got 15 laps to do it in here, the A-Main. So we'll see if he's able to do anything with these guys. Keep an eye out on CJ Phillips. He's letting her dig out there. Like I said, we have a voting poll out there. Looks like Austin Carr and Pick the Field were kind of split. CJ Phillips had 3 votes, and Jason Minat only had 1 vote. 7% of the votes went to Jason. So we got a split between Pick the Field and Austin Carr winning this event. I think it's a pretty solid bet on either one of those guys. CJ Phillips, well, you can't count him out now. He's got his lap backs, and he's been fast all evening long. iRacing.com, pace truck pulling back down the pit road. Hopefully this is going to be the final time we see that darn thing, So we're coming off of turn number 4. Green flags in the air. iRacing I flag, green flag. The official sponsor here is the iRacing I flag. So the number 1 of Austin Carr leading the charge here down to 1 off of turn number 2 already. As now Minot looks down to the bottom side of the 1 machine of Carr. Not able to do anything as Carr drives her in deep there. Lets her drift up the track. And I tell you, he's got some kind of a different line there in the number 1 machine. Coughing just a tad bit there as I'm trying to get a swig of Coca-Cola, ice cold Coca-Cola that I have out here, my beverage of choice here tonight. It's a little bit warm in the northeast once again. A little bit of contact to the outside wall is Austin Carr, the number 1 machine, but the 14 of Minot right there. I'm waiting for Carr to make another mistake. Carr don't make too many mistakes. He's won quite a few races over the years, I should say, over the seasons. We've seen him win at Slingin Outlaws way in the past when we first. Oh, Minot around all by a selfie. Jason Minot around the number 14 machine. We're going to see some wrecking over there in turns 3 and 4. So we're going to take a look at this and, man, Minot goes for a ride. So Jason Minot, I thought he went around all by himself. Yep, it might have even been net code between the 157 and the 14, and upside down. A lot of guys have nowhere to go. Craig Sykes, and then oh, they're making love over there. Minot, looks like Minot, and I can't know if that's the 1S. I mean, he was completely inside the car, the number 14 car over there, but Jason Minot down there, and man, this a tough break for Jason as he tries to get it back going here. It's man, it's just quite a bit of carnage over there. As Sykes had pretty much nowhere to go, and Minot just along for the ride. Tough break for those drivers over there in the corner. So Jason Minot goes from hero to 0 in that number 14 machine. He was out there in second. Looks like a little bit of net code there. Maybe no contact. Maybe just threw it in there that too deep. I mean, I don't drive these things that often, but I'm not 100% sure of how that goes. Maybe Jack seen something different on his screen, but it looked like he went around by himself. But like I said, the other car was pretty close. It could have been net code, but I'm pretty sure that Minot just threw it in deep. He was trying to get the win, trying to get around Austin Carr, and hero to 0 for the number 14. We'll see if he's going to be able to do anything next week, I do believe now, as I believe he's down on pit road. Maybe he's able to get back out. Yep, indeed he's back out there. We'll see if he's able to get back inside the top 5 there with that number 14 machine. That was lightning fast there. So we'll see what he's going to be able to do. A good thing is Jack's whispering in my ear, sweet nothings for that matter. The number 6 of CJ Phillips up to 6th. Wow. From 17th up to 6th is CJ Phillips. So he was able to make it through the fray there. So CJ turning a really bad run where the aliens take advantage of him, put him back out there 1 lap down. He's able to make it all the way back up to the 6th spot as we got 6 laps remaining here. As soon as we get off turn number 4, as Austin Carr lets her drift way up the speedway. The 66 is Swafford running in that 2nd spot. He's going to look to see if he's able to do anything with Carr. But Carr's been a guy that's been putting a whooping on the field here in that number 1 machine. So we'll see if anybody has anything for him here in the closing laps. We're going to have a handful of laps this time. By 5 more laps remain around the Williams Grove Speedway as we come down the front straightaway. So that full fist of 5 coming down to Austin Carr. Like I said, CJ Phillips having a good run there, able to get around, and it looks like he's right now duking it out for the top 5 there with the 21C of Nathan Kassler. Kassler working over the bottom, but I tell you what, CJ Phillips, that's the story of the race. And that number 6 machine is he went a lap down, like we said, able to make it up through there. So we got to give that to the story of the race for that number 6 machine, as he's just hanging it out there, hanging 10. The number 14, let's see where the number 14 is of Minot. He's up to 13, so he's pretty much stayed about the same. Great battle going on from the 4th position on back there. That's Kassler, Mookie Haney, and the 6th of CJ Phillips. Meanwhile, back up front, it is Austin Carr. Spencer Swafford right now for 2. That number 66 machine, he's able to work over the bottom there temporarily, but Carr able to motor out of the corners just that much better. Here comes Swafford back down to the bottom, side by side off of turn number 4. Carr with the advantage though, as he got that loud pedal down a little bit longer. Down the front straightaways, popsicle sticks were in the air here. 2 more trips around. Can Carr hold on over Swafford? Can Hopkins make something happen there in the 157? Kind of a dark horse is Drew in that 157 machine, but had a good run here as Carr slides her in, lets her drift up the track. Swafford now up to the top shelf of the speedway. 1 more trip around the speedway. White flag in the air for the number 1 of Austin Carr. Spencer Swafford trying to do everything he can. It looks like Swafford just not going to have enough. They're entering the back straightaway for the final time into turn number 3. It's been all Austin Carr, and it's going to be Austin Carr off of turn number 4. Swafford throws one more thing at him, can't do it. Austin Carr takes down the victory here at Williams Grove in the Super Late Models Dirt Slingin Outlaws. Second going to go to Spencer Swafford. Drew Hopkins going to reel it up for that 3rd spot. 4th going to be Nathan Kessler. CJ Phillips going to end the night with a top 5. Great job by CJ Phillips as Chris Aritzia comes into my screen and really wrecks pretty hard. Mookie Haney going to finish up 6th. 7th going to be Chris Aritzia. Scott Dobbs, hey, an 8th place finish, man, from pretty close to being, I think he started 20th, so that's a good run for Scott Dobbs. Clifford Driscoll going to finish up 9th. 10th going to be Daniel Cummings, Craig Sykes, Eric Skelf, Jason Minat, Scott Schroyer, Martin Koch, Brian Wax, Shane James, Russell Snelling, Michael Rafferty, and Christopher Hockley. Round out your 20 cars here for the Super Late Models. I'm going to take a brief pause for the cause, make my way down to Victory Lane, and get the top 3 finishes here of the evening at Williams Grove. Now, as we make our way down here to the podium finishers, Drew Hopkins going to finish up 3rd. 2nd going to be Spencer Swafford, and Austin Carr going to take down the victory here tonight. We're going to get a word with the driver of the number 157, Drew Hopkins, here taking home a podium finish. Drew, you're right there with the top 2, hammering it out each and every lap. Man, what a great race you guys put on. You were 3 wide at times. But tell us about how it was going for you. Did you have anything left for those guys, or was it just that was it? You were just pretty much in line there in that 3rd spot.
I don't think I had anything for Austin. I could have got 2nd, but Spencer was pretty fast on the bottom. And I think it was a net code when I got in Jason there, but all in all, it was a pretty good race, but I don't think I had anything for them.
Yeah, I didn't. It looked like Jason Minat won around all by himself. We could have rigged it in the net code, but there was no contact there, Drew. So I know you probably feel pretty bad about that. Minat having a good run there and thinking it's your fault, but man, it didn't look like it out there. So that's one of those things. That's a product of online racing. But Drew, I mean, great racing. Is driving like with guys like Spencer Swafford and Austin Carr. Does it make you better? Does it make you want to? I mean, you obviously want to win every race that you can, but racing with 2 guys like that, how do you feel racing with those two guys?
Yeah, with Austin coming in, and Shane too, and Spencer, they're all pretty fast, and it feels good just to be up here in top 3 with bad luck I've had the last few weeks, so it feels pretty good.
How much work do you put down on a setups? I know these guys talk about practice. Is there a lot of time that goes into these open setups, Drew?
Well, I just this track this week, a few days ago, so I've been practicing a few, but I don't. It depends on how much time I get.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to give you a microphone. Floor is all yours, Drew. Thank you. I'd like to thank you tonight on YouTube, Facebook Live, and Twitch. We had a lot of fans out there. Tell us who you'd like to thank here this evening.
I just like to thank Nitro Lubricants, Stevel's Lawn Care, Dark Horse Motorsports, and just you guys for putting this on. Scott, all the guys at DSO, and just yeah, that's it.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, bringing home third, another podium finish here. It's been a while since we got the chance to talk to Drew Hopkins, driver of the 157, but bringing home third here tonight. Congratulations to that 157 machine. We're going to make our way down here to the driver of the number 66 machine, Spencer Swafford, who had some ups and downs here this evening, but able to bring home a second place finish here in the Super Late Models. Spencer, tell us about your night specifically.
I was battling some problems. During the pro race, I had a good start out to it, and was running second a heat race, and just the computer just went down on me. Like iRacing crashed, everything else crashed, and I started in 20th in that feature, and somehow fought my way back up to almost the top five and finished sixth, which is actually really good considering where I started. And this one right here, was battling some more stuff. A tight race car most of the night, and I was running out of gear about halfway down the straightaway. And if I had lowered that gear just a little bit more, like I was thinking I should have, I might have had something for Austin. But he was definitely the class of the field tonight.
Well, Spencer, a great race. Nevertheless, I mean, you've seen Jason Minot. He won around, and I know Drew was talking bad about that one and felt bad for that. But you guys were all having a great battle inside that top five here this evening. And tell us about that. I mean, the battle, how you got up through there. I mean, you were running, like you said, a different group. You were working over the bottom there. Like you said, you were running out of some gear. But tell us about those battles and how you were able to get around those guys with running out of gear like that.
Mostly whenever I started spinning, I just let out, and that's the reason I mostly went to the bottom, and it worked for most of the race. That was actually the quickest car in the field towards the end before that last yellow, and that there really did give me a lot of confidence coming into the later stage that I might be able to get them. But the bottom just went away after that yellow. I don't know what happened there. I tried running it, and it was 2 tenths slower than before the yellow. But it was definitely fun, and looking at the points tonight, that there is awesome because I just wrapped up the point championship for the supers. It looks like, and that there is definitely a thing that will give me a lot more confidence, hopefully into the next season.
Yeah, I believe that's what two supers right in a row championships there for you, isn't it, Spencer?
Yep, and I'm chasing for the pros. It's not guaranteed yet. I got to make that race, but got a pretty good cushion on it. But all these guys this season, there is just a lot more competition than past seasons, and it's awesome. I hope these people come back and race. It's always fun running with the top tier guys.
Yeah, definitely fun to watch you guys go at it and fight tooth and nail here on the Full Velocity Racing Network. And Spencer, I'll give you your microphone. The floor is all yours. Thank you. I'd like to thank you tonight for your second place finish.
I'd like to thank the team, Existence Reignition Esport. Them guys over there are just amazing, helping me out with everything on the sim side of stuff. We just put together an amazing setup, and one of our teammates, Brian, uh, he got an amazing finish tonight in the Pro Series, running fifth. That there is awesome. And Sievel's Lawn Care, great guy over there. If you're around the area, definitely check him out. iRacing Off Flag, it's a great product. Dirt Draft, it's a very cool app. It's fantasy sports, but for racing. If you all like racing, definitely get into it. It's one of the best things out there to do. And you all for putting on this great stream, and Dirt Slingin Outlaw for putting up this league.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, picking up second place here tonight, the Williams Grove Speedway driver of the number 66, Spencer Swafford. We're going to let him get back to business, working on setups and stuff for next week. As we'll see him here next week, as this was concluding race number 7. So we're going to make our way down to BladeNode.com, Victory Lane, with the driver of the number 1, Austin Carr, taking down the victory here at Williams Grove. Austin, 39 out of 40 laps, dominating fashion here tonight, able to keep Jason Minot at bay. You're able to keep Spencer Swafford at bay. All the guys that run Dirt Slingin Outlaws on a weekly basis, but able to keep those guys at bay. Tell us about your race.
Yeah, it was good. Just hopped in here randomly and didn't get no practice or anything really. And during the practice before the race started, my car felt good, and I was just like, man, why am I like a tenth off? And I looked and I went to the setup, and I seen I had friggin' 10 gallons of gas in there for just practice. I was like, what the hell? So, I mean, overall, man, this track is so fun, man. If there was a little bit more cars here and it could have got more black, it definitely could have been top and bottom there. And it was fun racing with Jason right there. His car was so much faster than mine. I was just running in that sweet spot where you can't really do anything. But if it would have went to the if he would have been there at the end, I think he could have probably got me. And same with Swafford. I was just hanging on there at the end.
Yeah, Swafford said he was running out of gear towards the end of the straightaway there, and I know Jason would have been a great race right there directly behind him. Knowing you guys have raced quite a bit together over the years between you and Jason, it looked like you were able to keep him at bay, though. He wasn't able to do anything. It looked like the bottom just wasn't there. He stayed there right directly behind you, Austin, and like I said, you kept some really, really good racers right there directly behind you, just like you said, hitting that sweet spot and able to keep those guys at bay.
Yeah, I was I haven't really ran this track at all since last year in the Pro Series, and I just threw something together right here. And I was really tight for the features. I couldn't really hit the bottom like I did in heat racing. That was kind of killing me because the run off the bottom was just so good if you could hit it right. And just running with Jason right there, me and Jason were on the same team for a while there, and he's always quick, and it's just fun to come over here running like Spencer and all of them. They always put on good competition, and it's always good practice.
Yeah, definitely good practice for you, Austin. But I'm going to give you the microphone. The floor is all yours. Thank you. I'd like to thank you this evening for this win.
I got to thank True Form Race Products, everybody over at Elite 7, Shop Click, CJ18 Esports, and Dirt Drafts, new sponsor we picked up here. Go check that out. It's a cool app. And it's pretty fun to play. And then also 5 Knuckle Wraps with Dan Smith. Always makes the car look good. But I also got to thank Dirt Slingin Outlaws. You guys up here, you guys put on a great show, and it's always a fun league to come in every now and then when I can actually get off work and run.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, picking up the victory here, Williams Grove Speedway in Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania. Driver of the number 1, Austin Carr, as Austin makes a few cameos here every once in a while, but able to take down this victory here this evening, and able to keep some heavy shoes at bay that have been here week in and week out. And Austin, kudos to you. Those guys were wicked fast behind you and able just to jump in there. I know he ran the Pro Series quite a bit there, and able to take it down. So hopefully we'll see more of him in the upcoming events. Next week, though, on the Dirt Slingin Outlaws, we will crown a champion. Obviously, Super Late Models pretty much crowned here with Spencer Swafford taking down that one there, but Pro Late Models still not crowned, and there's still plenty of positions up for grabs there, payouts there for the end of the season here, Dirt Slingin Outlaws, and cannot wait for that. Tomorrow night, we'll be visiting the Hobo Racing League, and I believe it's going to be at Talladega, one of my favorite tracks there to watch and race, because you're always going to see 2 and 3 wide racing there with the Hobo Racing League. And I believe that's going to go live at 8:55 Eastern Time. It'll be Phil and myself on the call. Jack's going to sit that one out, as NASCAR 2003 seems to make him a little upset, definitely because he's a Todd. So for Jack Truitt down there running controls, Phil Lacasse, Ron Piles, who's out there always secretly lurking around every corner. I'm Todd Stanton, signing off here for the evening. We'll see you tomorrow night on the Full Velocity Racing Network, your source for eSport racing.